Welcome, welcome. I'm Cheryl. Thanks for coming back and seeing me again today. If you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you found me. I hope you'll stay a while and check out some of my other videos. And those of you that are returning, hi. Thanks for coming. I'm looking forward to the project I've got going on for today. I hope you do, that you will stick around and watch it. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe and like button down below, and spend some time with me today playing in the studio. So something I'm creating today is, it's going to be a hybrid junk journal scrapbook album. My youngest daughter, my youngest child actually, turned 16 this weekend, and so I want to create for her a little junk journal mini album, scrapbook album type thing for her. So I'm using the Dream Chasers paper pad from Recollections. It's a Michael's brand. I bought this paper pack last summer, and her and I have created a couple of home decor type projects out of this pack of paper last summer. I bought it. But I want to show you how easy it is to put together a little junk journal or a little scrapbook album. And again, remind you that if you're junk journaling, you don't have to just journal in it. You don't have to just use it for that purpose. It's a junk journal is meant to store your thoughts, your ideas, your memories, hold ephemera from trips and vacations. And so I think a hybrid junk journal scrapbook album, I think they really go together very, very well. I'm using file folders, 3 of them. They're old, they're even dusty and a little bit dirty from kicking around in my stash. And the pictures I'm using, I talked about this in another video, my little mini scrapbook album, I'll link that down below, where I made photo collages. I tend to pick a few pictures and print multiple pictures out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of photo paper on my printer. These are all just done on my printer. I like working with black and white photos. It allows me to use bright colored papers or papers that maybe won't go with the colors in the pictures, especially when I'm doing an album like this, because the backgrounds are so different from one another. It's really hard to pick a piece of paper that will match, or a color combination that'll match all of them. So I tend to just turn all those pictures black and white instead, and then that way they'll go on anything that I create paper-wise. So like I said, we're going to start with just using some file folders. You can cut the tops off and make them straight if you want. You can leave them if you want. I think for this particular album, I think I'm going to leave these this time. So I'm going to turn my folder, I'm going to open it up, turn it the opposite way, and I'm actually going to fold it in half. And of course they don't match up 100%, so as long as my middle fold lines are matched up, that's gonna be good enough for me. I'm gonna grab my bone folder and just give that a really good press. And then fold that, just making sure everything is folded the way I want it. Almost, there we go. So that's giving me my first page, if you will. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit on each side of this fold line that we made on this side of the page. Just going to take a little bit on each side of the fold. And the reason why I'm doing that is I want my pages to turn freely and not get tangled up in one another. So this will be a page and this would be a page. I think though I am gonna cut, I don't mind this side being up a little bit higher when you open it. However, I don't like the unevenness down at the bottom of the book. So I'm gonna cut that off. I'm just gonna pull in my paper trimmer. And I'm gonna take that right out of there. Perfect. All right, and I'm gonna do the same on the next folder. I'm gonna fold that in half. Open that back up. Turn the bottom of that book off again. Just square everything up. And with our final page. Now the great thing about file folders, and a great thing about a book like this, is there's no right or wrong way to do this. I think on this page I might leave that extra. So this would be, oh, this one here, sorry, too many pages. So this will be my first kind of layout. And then on this one, I would glue these two pages together, and I'll have this as my opening. So now I have to decide how I want to design my third page. And I think I want to, I'm gonna cut up this side. This will be a fold down page, and this I'm going to turn into this into a pocket. I'm just going to crease that. And I want to cut that down just a smidge. I'll bring my paper trimmer in again. I'm going to take a little bit off that pocket on that side. There we go. That'll make a good pocket. Those are going to be connected. This will be a flip down page. Okay, I'm going to trim out just a little bit more on this page here. Just to make it so that when I fold those in, it will fold together nicely. All right, so we'll have this page will open. Right. So this page opens like this. This page will open like this. And then the next page will get attached as well. And it's going to open like this. So again, I'm going to cut on either side of the fold. And I'm going to, I want this to have a I'm going to have a small page that will flip out at the bottom, and then a little bit larger page that will flip out higher. And I'm going to remove that space in between. So this will have a flip here, and it will have a flip here. And I'm going to leave this full page at the bottom like this. So when the book is all together, I like that this will be a little bit taller here. You can even have it so that it opens, everything opens this way. That would be the pocket. Fortunately, that wouldn't, if I glued it like that, that would work. Okay. Might have to stick. So because some of these I cut and some of them I didn't, they're a little bit different lengths at the top. So I'm just trying to decide how best to have this book opening and closing. So that would flip over onto this side when that page is flipped. These pages would flip out like that. And this would be attached onto that back page, so then when I open it, I would open like this. It feels backwards. That really feels backwards for opening. So if this was my front page, it would open like this. And then this would flip. And those pages would open. And this would be attached to that page, so it would open like this, and everything would open. All right, so I think I like how that opens. So that means that this is going to be like this. So I'm going to adhere these together. This is going to open like that. Okay. This will open like this. That's page 1. Turn it over. Page 2 would open like that. I think this is going to have to be my front cover, unfortunately. That's okay. That's okay. I do like that. That'll work. Just because we tend to, I think it's easier to open coming down for the first page and then turn for the second page. So what I'll do is I'll probably stick a tab up here is what I will do to pull that down. Otherwise my pocket, although I can always glue a pocket in. That's kind of fun to have a page that opens up like that with a little hidden pocket there. All right, it took me a hot minute to figure out how I wanted this book to go together, but I think I got it now. So this is going to actually act as my front cover page. So this will open, this will flip down. I'm going to put something here to create a spine and just reinforce, because that's where everything else is going to flip from. This will open up like this. Then the book will open up. This will come down. This is going to be a little pocket. This will come down here. This will turn over. This will come down, and these will flip out like that. So I think that is the skeleton of the book. These are the papers I'm going to be using. They're very pretty papers. I love that it's double-sided, so it gives me lots of options, lots of colors to use. It'll be a paper that I'll be able to easily distress and make look older than it is. The colors are vibrant, so the black and white pictures should really pop off of it really, really well. Now, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me cut paper and glue paper in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera now. I'm going to pick the papers I want. I'm going to get them kind of situated in my book, start getting stuff glued in, and then as I put the finishing touches onto this book, I'll come back and show you some of the little hidden things that I've added within the book, some extra pockets that I've created to add into the book, and I think that's how I'm gonna do this. So I'll probably be in and out showing you different stages and how it looks at each of those stages. So I'll be back when I've got stuff glued in. Hello, been at it for a while, did a few pages here. Thought I'd pop in and just show you my progress so far. So that's my front cover. I'm going to leave it plain just like that. I love the metallic writing and decoration on here. Stay wild, Moonchild. Into my first page. There's room for my daughter to journal in here, write anything that she wants to write. I've got a little flip out with some more pictures. Follow your dreams. This is one of my favorite pictures from when she was little. We were out exploring around Beaver Creek near Saskatoon here, and she found a field of dandelions and spent, I don't know, forever blowing on those dandelion wishes. I've got a little card in a pocket. Keep chasing your dreams. You're my sunshine. I'll add probably some more journaling cards in here so that she can journal and do what she'd like to do in there. This flips down. I've got the quote in here that says, "Do what is right, not what is easy." That's her and one of her kitty cats. I've got another little flip out She's an avid volleyball player, absolutely loves playing volleyball, lives for volleyball. Make your soul happy is what that quote says. I've got another little tuck and card in here. It says be kind. Love the gold on there and how that just pokes through that little pocket. That flips out. My little wonder seeker. I was a face painter up until COVID hit last year, and she has always been very gracious in allowing me to practice designs on her face, and tigers and cheetahs were usually the design of choice that she would get me to paint for her. And over on this page I just have a be kind, be brave, be amazing. Just little gentle reminders to my beautiful 16-year-old daughter. Can't believe my baby is 16, to be honest with you. I'm not sure where the time is gone. I'd love to turn back the clock to when she was tiny like this. So that's my progress so far. I'm working with just a handful of pages from the paper pack that I showed you. The reason why I'm only working with a handful of those papers is I want to keep everything quite cohesive. I want the colors to be cohesive between pages. They're colors that my daughter likes. This is a paper pack that she likes as well. I don't want to necessarily cut into a ton of pages and have lots of leftover scraps. I'd like to be able to use the majority of my pages in this book and have minimal scraps left over. So that's why I'm doing it that way. And like I had said earlier, you can take any book or any paper and create something that has a junk journal feel. And to me, this does have that junk journal feel with the flip outs. I think too often we get caught up in having only vintage papers and vintage materials in a book for junk journaling. And I just wanted to show that you can take bright, colorful papers, you can take current papers, current products that are on the market, mix it with older stuff. And if you ink it, I've inked the edges on everything. I think that inking of everything gives it that vintage feel without necessarily having to have a lot of vintage product to use. I love that it's an interactive book. There's lots of things to open, lots of things to investigate. So that takes away that feeling of this having a real traditional scrapbook feel. But again, I think to a certain degree, scrapbooking is a form of, well, it is definitely a form of journaling. It's journaling your memories. And that's what junk journals are. They're a form of journaling, whether it's journaling memories, journaling trips. There's so much to do in the world of paper crafting that I want to encourage you not to get hung up on the words or on the titles of the project that you're making. And remember that you can hybrid anything. You can take what you like from one project and combine it with another project and make something that's unique to you and to your needs and your wants. So with that, I'm gonna check out again. I'm gonna go finish decorating this book, getting it put all together, and I'll be back when it's done to do a complete walkthrough with you. Hello. Just thought I'd invite you back in to watch me put the finishing touches on my book. Today is Friday, June 11th. And it took me most of the week. I think I started this book late Monday or early Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday morning when I started working on this book. So I worked on it off and on through Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I didn't work on it at all. as I was busy, I had to go to the city on Wednesday. It was my regular grocery shopping day, so I went into Saskatoon and got my groceries for the next week. And then Wednesday night I was taking a First Nations beading class with 2 of my kids. There's a lovely local lady that's showing us how to do beading. We're actually working on moccasins, but we have to learn how to bead first, and then we can move on to the actual moccasin construction. So I'm just putting my finishing touches on my daughter's book. She'll be 16 on Saturday. No, Sunday. Her party's Saturday. Her party's tomorrow. She'll be 16, officially 16 on Sunday. And I just can't believe where the time has gone that my youngest is 16. I still feel like I'm barely past 16 myself. My kids assure me I act like I'm barely past 16, much to their embarrassment most days. But she's gonna have a few friends over. We're gonna do a barbecue and we're gonna do a little art party. Her and her friends are all artsy people, and they enjoy creating together. So I'm going to pull out my alcohol inks and do an alcohol ink project with them while they're here on Saturday for her birthday. Should be a good time. We've got rain here. It's rained most of yesterday, Thursday, and it's been raining here this morning pretty steadily. I find it hard to get motivated to do a whole lot of anything on a rainy day. When it's rainy and cloudy, I just want to curl up and go back to bed until the sun's shining. I'm such a sunshine girl. I find those rainy days a little bit hard. All right, so I think that's the last piece that I want to glue in here. I might change my mind again. So I'm going to move you in here a little bit. Move that out of the way. Move this out of the way. See if we can bring in some more light. There we go. So that's my cover page for the book. Pretty simple. I kept it pretty plain inside. I'm going to come in with my my food ball. Let's see here, my food ball pen. It tends to write on just about anything, and I'm just going to do like some scribbles and stuff in the corners of some of the quotes, and just little simple stuff like that. So my daughter loves horses. She did horseback riding lessons for one summer. We had a very gracious neighbor who lives near us who had her come and help look after the horses, and she was very gracious in teaching my daughter how to ride. She had so much fun. Unfortunately, as a teenager, you get busy doing other stuff. She's an avid volleyball player, so volleyball in the fall takes precedence of everything in this household. Lots of tournaments, lots of practices, but she's in her element this past school year due to the restrictions that were in place due to the pandemic. She wasn't able to play, and it was quite a sad season for her not to be able to play. So she's looking forward to next year. Our volleyball coach already informed the kids that he's got some tournaments booked for next year. It sounds like volleyball is a definite go next year. So I've left this pocket empty. I'm hoping that we get lots of pictures on the weekend, and we'll put our extra pictures in here. We'll probably glue some pictures onto this envelope flap that I just finished. We're not quite done her cake. She wants an Oreo cake this year, so we're gonna make that. Last year she decorated her own birthday cake. That's what she wanted to do. I would have made her cake, but she wanted to, and she did a cactus themed cake last year, and it was gorgeous. And this picture here is one of my favorite pictures that I've ever taken of any of my kids. She was little. She was little there. I don't know. Definitely wasn't in school yet, so probably somewhere around 3 maybe. And her older siblings had been blowing bubbles. And she just sat there just having the time of her life watching these bubbles come floating by her. And I just love the look of wonder and curiosity that's on her face. And I'm not sure if you've noticed as I've flipped through, but she's an avid animal lover. She's hoping to work this summer at a pet boarding facility, make a little bit of money for the summer. In our house, our kids didn't get cell phones until they had a job and could pay the bill themselves, and she really, really wants a cell phone, so she's sorry, really, really hoping that things pan out and she gets that job, so she's gonna get a cell phone for school next year. And yeah, like I said, I'm just coming through, just putting a few little scribbles on the corners of these signs. It's not for everybody. It's something I like to do. And again, I've left this back page empty. We'll take one of the pictures that we take on the weekend. We'll put it here and here. And so that's it. That's the book, made out of 3 file folders. I think I used about 7 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock to create the book, and I have very little left. That's it. That's what I have left for the scraps in the book. So not a whole lot left, which is always nice when you can work on a project and have minimal scraps left. I still have a few journal cards that aren't in the book yet, but I will adhere those in or stick those in pockets yet to finish off the book once we have the rest of the pictures from the weekend done. So I encourage you to look at your supplies. Don't be afraid to use office supplies to build a book. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be the newest of anything. Sorry, I'm still a little froggy here this morning. And don't be afraid to put black and white pictures. Don't be afraid to turn your pictures black and white and go with a really colorful scheme to your project. I did, as you can see, a lot of what I did for my page layouts was color blocking. If you don't want to put pictures in, don't. You can go ahead and color block your project the way I color blocked this, and then journal. So each colored paper would be its own little journal block. You could journal in different colors. You can leave your pictures out altogether and just use this to adhere in ticket stubs from concerts and your memories from those concerts, or your summer holidays, festival season and stuff. Things may still be a little bit quiet yet this summer with restrictions in place due to the pandemic, but I think /hope next year things will be wide open and we'll be back gathering and celebrating our summers and our festivals and our concerts like we used to do. If you decide to make a book like this, please make sure you let me know. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Pinterest, you can find me on Instagram. Those links are all down below in the description box. And please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this project, if it's something you might try. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. If you know somebody who might like to make a book like this, make sure you share this video with them. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.